Hello and welcome to this little guide I'm going to make up for the raid add-ons for Benevolence. I am Boink the Pala. I am the raid leader for Benevolence, and for many years I've raided and helped people get to what is required to raid normal, heroic and even mythic. But at the moment we're progressing heroic. But for this we need some add-ons, which are just, some are just like the normal add-ons that people have, and some are a bit specialized. These just help the raid progress better, give you warnings, alerts and all that other stuff to help you be the player that you should be. Right, we'll start off with DBM. So if I do /DBM, you just install this with the curse client. This basically gives you alerts for all the different bosses, which you can, my alarm's going off, that you can go through. So just leave this standard, you don't have to touch anything. The only thing I would say is if you go to alerts and announcements on all options, you can load this and then push to move me. This will show you where the bars are going to be. So you can start moving this stuff. And if I click move me. I like those where they are defaulted. I've just used them for many years and they're generally in the center of your screen, and that was just off center now. And they alert you to something happening, something. This at the top bar up here. This is what's going to happen shortly in about 30 seconds. This is what's about to happen in the next 10 seconds. And these warnings here are, holy shit, something's happened right now. But that one's easy. If you go to the curse client, you can get this very easily. Any of the add-ons that I'm showing you, you can get. You just open up the curse client and go get more add-ons. You can search DBM, and there you go. Got Deadly Boss mods. You just get this, and you can get different versions of Deadly Boss mods. Spell timers are very good to get. This gives you better spell timers and more alerts for them. And you can get them for the different expansions, which you don't really need. But also you can search for weak auras, angry assignments, Exodus raid tools and astral keys, all in the same way. Just search for what you want and it will come in. Just install it, it'll go into the game. You just push /reload in game, it will load the add-on for you. So if we get rid of that. Okay, next one we'll go through is weak auras. Once this is installed, you'll have this screen will pop up. These are my different weak auras. You probably won't have these in yours because I've got millions, because I've had this for years. But to like install weak aura, you'll click a link that's in the chat and that will import. If I can import a new one, let's go to Wago and get a new weak aura. If we go to the browser Wago, when this loads up, so say if I want one for Paladin, let's just get a stupid bar or something. Shield of the Righteous, there you go, we'll have this one. So you copy the import string, or you can get a link in game. It's very easy with a link in game, but I'm just showing you how you import it from the website. So you copy the import string, go in here and go to import, paste it in, wait for that bar to load and import. Then now that weak aura will be on my screen and I can move it by pushing the lock to wherever I want it. And it will just be there whenever that's loaded up. But I'll get rid of that one. It's always good to get the Wago client, because as you can see here, Wago is what's saying me there's an update for this weak aura. I can click this and import as a update. Update auras, there you go, import as an update. And that'll update all my auras. The weak aura I'm going to be talking about is the tier 27 Castle of Nafria. These give you little bars. They don't have all these bars at the same time, but it gives you all different ones. I mean, this box is very overcrowded at the moment because it's got every single alert from every single boss at the same time. The way you can see where it's going to be is if you push the little plus minus icon and click on 1, that's where the bar is going to be. So to move it, click the top one, the actual main thing. You can move this bar wherever. And if you click on that one, it's going to show it up there. But because I've got Deadly Boss mods and I know there's a bar there, I generally move this a little bit down so it's there in my face. So if you go for the different, like for Huntsman, the Ripped Soul is going to be there, that's going to be there, that's going to be there, that's going to be there. This is just different things, so they're all going to be in the same place. There is even a big, if I can find it, there you go. I didn't make that one up, but yeah. So it all has it all in the middle of your screen, which is awesome. These can be used for all types of different things. I even got my Edge of Annihilation, which I have here, which is how I alert everybody to resist, 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 and then get sucked off into the portal. But yeah, you just move them all, and you don't need to do anything with it. Just once it's moved, it's in the right place. Click it off. It'll only load when you're in that instance with that spell casting. It will alert you to that spell happening, that ability happening, whatever. It'll just be there. You can have different weak auras for all sorts of different things. This is all a weak aura, this here. It's all my paladin stuff to tell me what's on cooldown, how many charges of things I got. So I don't have to look down here. This is just my buttons. Generally, I sometimes play with these hidden, so I only see this, and I can play from memory what all these buttons do and everything. The next add-on is, if I can remember, GTFO. One of my favourites, especially for new players. If we go to that, you load that through the Curse client. Oh, not there. Oh my God. Interface and add-ons, GTFO. This is an awesome little add-on that when you step in something you shouldn't be stepping in, it plays that sound and it goes bam, 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 bam until you move out of it. That's just telling you that you're standing in something you shouldn't be standing in, and this is going to kill you, so get the fuck out, basically. That's what GTFO stands for. But it's very good, and I do love that warning. That warning is loud, and I like it loud because, you know, if you don't hear that in a raid, you're doing very well. If you start hearing that a lot, you're doing very poor. So it's very good reminder to abilities that are happening that you don't maybe necessarily understand or anything, but it's just telling you to get out of what you're standing in. You know, it's very good for like a new raid where you don't know all the abilities of the boss, you don't know what things look like. It could be a green pool, a blue pool, a yellow pool, a red one, whatever. You don't know, you test your foot, you know, you put your foot in it. If that alert sounds, you know that is bad and you get the fuck out of it. Next add-on will be Angry Assignments. This one is more for the raid leading and the raid tactics and things like that. I always try to move this, but I can't. So basically, when you're in the raid, I would toggle the display and toggle the look. You should have it like this, so you can move it wherever you want it on your screen. I like it up here because I've got loads of stuff. And when I say like you lock it up, then when I say like, hey, we need to do Artificer, I can display that to you, and this is my tactics on how we do stuff. So this will show all the different bits of what we do in phase 1, when lust is, what we do in phase 3, all the different bits and bobs we need to let. And if I update it on the fly, it will alert red, and it will show that I just put the word testing. But yeah, so every different boss, I can display to you all the different tactics that we use and all the different bits and bobs you've got to look out for. This just helps you understand what's going to happen. Mostly I use this for reminding myself of what the boss does and everything, so I can go through and tell you guys what it is and give you my input on this. These are just, you know, basic boss tactics that I take from the videos that I link up in the raid chat. But we could turn that off. That's really handy. And then Exodus raid tools is another one. So if we go to info and Exodus, this basically enables me to check on anything that people have got. So this here is my Exodus raid tools. I'm tracking raid cooldowns because there's only me in the party. It's tracking my bubble and my bop. These are things that I can utilize and say, hey, if I was a different player, say Digi, who's a paladin, I can say, hey, Digi, bop so and so, because they're gonna die or they need help, and I can see if it's on cooldown or not. So if I use these abilities, they will track. So if I bop myself, you see here, this is being used. This is now on cooldown. It's in use at the moment, and when that comes off, it'll go red. It can't be used now for another 5 minutes. So now I can see the difference between who's got bop, who hasn't, and call that out. This also will track, like I'm tracking Divine Shield, I don't normally, but on Hungering Destroyer, no, on Artificer Amon, I track bop because we have Paladins clearing traps. Also I track Turtle because we have Hunters clearing traps. So I can make sure that, say, if Huntfish calls out Bad Hunter, for instance, go clear this trap. I'll look at that quickly and see if Bad Hunter's actually got his turtle. If he hasn't, I'll say no, 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 send so and so, because their thing's off cooldown. But then, yeah, so this just tracks all this stuff. Also for the raid checks, if I can have, it's my raid check. It checks all this stuff, but if I get my bar, there you go, and turn it on. When we're in raid, I can check if you've got all your different foods. So if I eat food, it says I'm eating. If I take a flask, I've got Rune or a Ventus or an Intellect or any of these different things, we should have a marker here, so I can check that, make sure you've got everything you need to have. This is why I call out food, because it tracks food on everyone, but like the bonus weapon, durability and everything only tracks if you've got Exodus raid tools installed. All you need to do is just install that. You don't need to open it or do anything else with it. If you're not leading a raid, you don't really need everything. You just need the add-on installed, and it will sit in the background doing absolutely nothing but alert me to everything. This also allows me to track cooldowns, so I can go through all the different cooldowns and tick them if I want them tracked. So I can track Avenger Shield if I wished. I shouldn't really, because that's just a DPS ability, but it's technically a kick. So I can ask for kicks and things which I don't really track, but I can go through all different classes and track different stuff, which just helps the raid. This is all I track at the moment. Soul Stones, Darkness, so it's all raid helpful stuff like Rallying Cry. So I can say, hey, Rallying Cry now, we need it, the raid's dying, and we get Rallying Cry. But yeah, so it's very important to get this one. This just really helps everything, and it makes the raid flow a bit easier because we can see what people have got on cooldown and help each other in the raid, and this is what it's all about. So let's get rid of that. And then for the last add-on is Astral Keys. This is generally a guild helper thing. This Astral Keys basically tells me who has got what, who's completed what. So no one's done their weekly best apart from Digi, who's done a 10, and he's got the other side at the moment. Also, this will alert into, if you go to settings, you can have sync with friends, party. You want this bit, the keys, chat command, put it in these things. This means you can type in the guild ! keys, and you can see who's got what. And like, especially when you're in a party with everybody and we're saying what keys should we do, you just type ! keys. It shows you everybody's key, and you can all decide which one you got. So it saves people trying to find it in their bag, linking, and all the other bits and bobs. Because I guarantee if I open up my bag now, I won't be able to find where my key is within 5 seconds. So if I open up that now, it should be around here. There you go. But I hope that helps, and if there's any questions, message me on Discord. I can also give you the links to each of the add-ons and each of the weak auras that I needed for the raid. But I hope that helps everybody, and let's get our raid sorted out a bit more. Okay, thank you.